The Earth offers spectacular natural wonders that only a small percentage of people will ever see in their lifetime. With so many beautiful places on Earth, we summarize the top 10 list of the natural wonders around the world that we believe represent the very best that nature has to offer. Number 10. Sahara. The Sahara is a desert on the African continent. With an area of 9,200,000 square kilometers, it is the largest hot desert in the world and the third largest desert overall, smaller only than the deserts of Antarctica and the northern Arctic. The desert comprises much of North Africa, excluding the fertile region on the Mediterranean Sea coast, the Atlas Mountains of the Maghreb, and the Nile Valley in Egypt and the Sudan. It stretches from the Red Sea in the east and the Mediterranean in the north to the Atlantic Ocean in the west, where the landscape gradually changes from desert to coastal plains. Sahara is so large and bright that, in theory, it could be detected from other stars as a surface feature of Earth. With near-current technology, several deeply dissected mountains, many volcanic, rise from the desert, including the Air Mountains, Ahaggar Mountains, Saharan Atlas, Tibesti Mountains, Adradai Foras, and the Red Sea Hills. The highest peak in the Sahara is Emi Kussi, a shield volcano in the Tibesti Range of northern Chad. Number 9. Ha Long Bay. Ha Long Bay is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and popular travel destination in Quảng Ninh Province, Vietnam. The name Ha Long means descending dragon. Administratively, the bay belongs to Ha Long City, Cẩm Phả City, and is a part of Vân Đồn district. The bay features thousands of limestone karsts and isles in various shapes and sizes. Ha Long Bay is a center of a larger zone which includes Bai Tu Long Bay to the northeast, and Cát Bà Island to the southwest. These larger zones share a similar geological, geographical, geomorphological, climate, and cultural characters. The bay consists of a dense cluster of some 1,600 limestone monolithic islands, each topped with thick jungle vegetation, rising spectacularly from the ocean. Several of the islands are hollow, with enormous caves. Hang Dao Go, Wooden Stakes Cave, is the largest grotto in the Ha Long area. French tourists visited in the late 19th century, and named the cave Grotte de Merveilles. Its three large chambers contain numerous stalactites and stalagmites, as well as 19th century French graffiti. There are two bigger islands, Tuan Chau and Cát Bà, that have permanent inhabitants, as well as tourist facilities including hotels and beaches. There are a number of beautiful beaches on the smaller islands. Number 8. Mount Everest. Mount Everest is Earth's highest mountain above sea level, located in the Mahalangur Himal sub-range of the Himalayas. The China-Nepal border runs across its summit point. Its elevation, snow height, of 8,848.86 meters was most recently established in 2020 by the Chinese and Nepali authorities. Mount Everest attracts many climbers, including highly experienced mountaineers. There are two main climbing routes, one approaching the summit from the southeast in Nepal, known as the Standard Route, and the other from the north in Tibet. While not posing substantial technical climbing challenges on the Standard Route, Everest presents dangers such as altitude sickness, weather, and wind. As well as hazards from avalanches and the Khumbu Icefall, Mount Everest has two main climbing routes, the Southeast Ridge from Nepal and the North Ridge from Tibet, as well as many other less frequently climbed routes. Of the two main routes, the Southeast Ridge is technically easier and more frequently used. Mount Everest has been host to other winter sports and adventuring besides mountaineering, including snowboarding, skiing, paragliding, and base jumping. Number 7. Antarctica. Antarctica is Earth's southernmost and least populated continent. Situated almost entirely south of the Antarctic Circle and surrounded by the Southern Ocean, also known as the Antarctic Ocean, it contains the geographic South Pole. Antarctica is the fifth largest continent, being about 40% larger than Europe, and has an area of 14,200,000 square kilometers. Most of Antarctica is covered by the Antarctic ice sheet, with an average thickness of 1.9 kilometers. Antarctica is, on average, the coldest, driest, and windiest of the continents, and it has the highest average elevation. It is mainly a polar desert, with annual precipitation of over 200 millimeters along the coast and far less inland. About 70% of the world's freshwater reserves are frozen in Antarctica. which, if melted, would raise global sea levels by almost 60 meters. Antarctica holds the record for the lowest measured temperature on Earth, -89.2 degrees Celsius. The coastal regions can reach temperatures over 10 degrees Celsius in summer. Native species of animals include mites, nematodes, penguins, seals, and tardigrades. Where vegetation occurs, it is mostly in the form of lichen or moss. Number 6. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system composed of over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands stretching for over 2,300 kilometers over an area of approximately 344,400 square kilometers. The reef is located in the Coral Sea, off the coast of Queensland, Australia, separated from the coast by a channel 100 miles wide in places and over 200 feet deep. The Great Barrier Reef can be seen from outer space and is the world's biggest single structure made by living organisms. This reef structure is composed of and built by billions of tiny organisms, known as coral polyps. It supports a wide diversity of life and was selected as a World Heritage Site in 1981. CNN labeled it one of the 7 natural wonders of the world in 1997. Australian World Heritage Places included it in its list in 2007. The Queensland National Trust named it a State Icon of Queensland in 2006. Number 5. Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is a steep-sided canyon carved by the Colorado River in Arizona, United States. The Grand Canyon is 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and attains a depth of over a mile, 6,093 feet or 1,857 meters. The canyon and adjacent rim are contained within Grand Canyon National Park, the Kaibab National Forest, Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument, the Hualapai Indian Reservation, the Havasupai Indian Reservation, and the Navajo Nation. President Theodore Roosevelt was a major proponent of the preservation of the Grand Canyon area and visited it on numerous occasions to hunt and enjoy the scenery. Even though it is not the deepest canyon in the world, the Grand Canyon is known for its visually overwhelming size and its intricate and colorful landscape. Geologically, it is significant because of the thick sequence of ancient rocks that are well preserved and exposed in the walls of the canyon. These rock layers record much of the early geologic history of the North American continent. Number 4. Iguazu Falls. Iguazu Falls or Iguazu Falls are waterfalls of the Iguazu River on the border of the Argentine province of Misiones and the Brazilian state of Parana. Together, they make up the largest waterfall system in the world. The falls divide the river into the upper and lower Iguazu. The Iguazu River rises near the heart of the city of Curitiba. For most of its course, the river flows through Brazil. However, most of the falls are on the Argentine side. Below its confluence with the San Antonio River, the Iguazu River forms the border between Argentina and Brazil. The falls are shared by the Iguazu National Park, Argentina, and Iguazu National Park, Brazil. The two parks were designated UNESCO World Heritage Sites in 1984 and 1986, respectively. Number 3. Amazon Rainforest. The Amazon Rainforest, also called Amazon Jungle or Amazonia, is a moist broadleaf tropical rainforest in the Amazon biome that covers most of the Amazon basin of South America. This basin encompasses 7 million square kilometers, of which 5,500,000 square kilometers are covered by the rainforest. This region includes territory belonging to 9 nations and 3,344 formally acknowledged indigenous territories. The Amazon represents over half of the planet's remaining rainforests, and comprises the largest and most biodiverse tract of tropical rainforest in the world, with an estimated 390 billion individual trees and about 16,000 species. Number 2. Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands are an archipelago of volcanic islands. They are distributed on each side of the equator in the Pacific Ocean, surrounding the center of the Western Hemisphere, and are part of the Republic of Ecuador. The Galapagos Islands and their surrounding waters form the Galapagos Province of Ecuador, the Galapagos National Park, and the Galapagos Marine Reserve. The principal language on the islands is Spanish. The islands have a population of slightly over 25,000. Number 1. Serengeti Migration. The Serengeti ecosystem is located in northwestern Tanzania and extends into southwestern Kenya. The region hosts one of the most breathtaking events in the animal kingdom. On the African Safari Tour, 1 million wildebeest and his 200,000 zebras make the 500-kilometer round trip from Tanzania's southern Serengeti to the northern tip of Kenya's Masai Mara National Reserve. The Great Migration is perhaps Africa's greatest safari spectacle and one of the world's most extraordinary natural wonders.